It's the most specific, modern form of agony, isn't it? That small, glowing screen in your hand, those two blue check marks, that four-letter word, seen, and then nothing. The silence that follows is deafening. Your stomach tightens. Your mind, just a moment ago, calm, now floods with 1,000 frantic questions. What did I say wrong? Is she with someone else? Did she lose interest that fast? Your first instinct, your primal instinct, is to react, to fix it, to text again. Hey, two there. Or worse, did I offend you? You feel a desperate, burning urge to demand an answer, to prove your worth through more words, to pull a response from her. Stop. Right there. Breathe. Because the truth is, the moment you do that, you lose. Not because she's better than you, but because you just handed her the one thing she was testing you for, your emotional control. You've confirmed that her silence has power over your peace. Welcome to the 99% mistake. The trap that 99% of men fall into. They react with panic. They chase validation. They reveal their emotional core is hollow, waiting to be filled by her attention. But you will be the 1%. Today, we are not going to learn tricks to make her text back. We are going to learn the Stoic solution. We are going to learn about Stoic silence. This isn't the childish silent treatment, filled with bitter, passive-aggressive anger. No. This is the profound, unshakable composure of a man who knows his own value. A man whose peace is non-negotiable. She has ignored you. Now, you will let your silence teach her everything. Section 1, the psychology of her silence, why she does it. To master the situation, you must first understand it. Her silence is not random. It is a form of communication. It's a message, and you need to learn to read it. There are generally 3 reasons why she has gone quiet. First, and most common, it is a test. In the complex world of modern dating, attraction is tested. Not just declared. She is subconsciously, or perhaps very consciously, testing your frame. She is pushing against you to see if you will crumble. She is asking one simple question: are you strong enough not to need me? She wants to see what kind of man you are when the validation disappears. Will you chase? Will you panic? Will you beg? Bargain? Or break? Or will you remain calm, collected, unshaken? Your reaction to this test reveals more about your masculine energy than 1,000 perfectly crafted text messages ever could. Second, it could be genuine disinterest. This is the possibility your ego fears most. But a Stoic confronts reality. Perhaps the connection wasn't as strong as you thought. Perhaps she met someone else. Perhaps you are simply not her type. If this is the case, your panicked reaction only confirms her decision. Chasing someone who is not interested doesn't create attraction. It creates pity. And pity is the grave of respect. The Stoic silence, in this case, is your shield. It protects your dignity. It allows you to walk away with your self-respect intact, which is infinitely more valuable than her fleeting attention. And third, it is calculation. She is using silence as a weapon. She knows that by pulling away, she creates a vacuum. She knows you will feel the urge to fill it. She is intentionally trying to gain emotional leverage, to make you work harder, to put her on a pedestal so she can control the dynamic. She is playing a game. And the only way to win a game you didn't ask to play is to refuse to be a pawn. Here is the critical truth in all 3 of these scenarios: the test, the disinterest, or the calculation. Your optimal response is exactly the same: calm, dignified, purposeful silence. Section 2, the emotional reaction, what most men do wrong. Now, Let's look at the alternative. Let's paint a picture of the man who is not a Stoic. The man who is ruled by his impulses. The moment he feels the sting of her silence, his anxiety takes over. He doesn't see it as a test, he sees it as a failure, a rejection of his very being. And so he tries to fix it. First comes the double text. Just a few hours later, hey, just checking in on you. It seems harmless. But the subcommunication is loud and clear. Your silence is bothering me. I am insecure. Please validate me. You have just failed the first test. You've shown her that her lack of a response was enough to make you anxious. When that doesn't work, the panic truly sets in. This is where the angry text is born. Wow, you're just going to ignore me. I thought you were different. Or, fine, I get it. Good luck. This is emotional lashing out. You are trying to guilt her into a response. You are trying to punish her for not meeting your emotional needs. Not only is this immature, it is profoundly unattractive. You have just revealed that you are not in control of your emotions. You are a leaf in the wind of her attention. And then the lowest level, the grand declaration, the long paragraph explaining your feelings, asking what you did wrong, pleading for clarity. You are, in effect, begging. Why do these reactions fail so catastrophically? Because they instantly transfer 100% of the power to her. You are confirming in writing that she controls your emotional state. Your happiness or anxiety depends entirely on whether or not she decides to text you back. You have become a project, not a partner, a burden, not a prize. The attraction is dead. Because women are not attracted to men, they can emotionally dominate. They are attracted to men who exist on their own solid foundation. A man who, when pushed, does not fall over. Section 3, the Stoic alternative, mastering your inner citadel. So, what is the Stoic alternative? It is not about playing hard to get. It is about being hard to get. It is about building what the Stoic philosophers called the inner citadel. Your inner citadel is your mind. It is the one and only thing in the universe you have absolute control over. You cannot control if she texts you. You cannot control if she likes you. You cannot control the weather or the economy or what anyone else thinks. But you can control your response. Her silence is an external event. Your panic is an internal choice. The Stoic man understands this. When he sees the scene notification, he feels the same initial sting as anyone else. He's human. But then he makes a different choice. He does not see her silence as a reflection of his worth. He sees it as a reflection of her choice. And he respects it. He says to himself, okay, she has chosen not to respond. That is her right. And then he puts his phone down and he goes back to his life. This is the critical difference. His silence is not a tactic. It is a state of being. He is not trying to ignore her. He is genuinely busy building his empire. He is at the gym not to post a revenge body selfie, but because he values discipline. He is working on his business not to make her jealous with his success, but because he has a mission. He is reading a book. He is meeting with friends. He is living a life that is so full, so compelling, that one person's silence is just a minor, insignificant detail. This is the great energy shift. When you chase, your energy flows out of you, desperately seeking a target. You become weaker. When you stop, that energy stops leaking. It begins to flow back into you. You recenter. You reinvest that emotional energy into yourself. You become stronger. And trust me, she feels that shift, even from a distance. The hunter has suddenly, quietly walked away, and the prey is left wondering, why isn't he chasing me? Section 4, What Your Silence Teaches Her, the 3 Unspoken Lessons. This is where the true power lies. While you are busy building yourself, your silence is doing the work for you. It is teaching her a series of profound lessons, lessons you could never, ever teach with words. Lesson number 1, he is not needy. Nothing dissolves attraction faster than neediness. The man who needs her attention is the man who cannot get it. Your silence communicates the single most attractive quality a man can possess, self-sufficiency. You do not need her validation to feel complete. You are already whole. You were whole before you met her, and you will be whole long after she's gone. This lack of neediness is magnetic. It signals that you are a high-value man, a man of abundance, not scarcity. Lesson number 2, he has self-respect. By not begging for scraps of her attention, you are setting a standard. You are non-verbally stating, I will not be ignored. I will not be treated as a low priority. I will not tolerate disrespect. You don't say this. Of course, that would be weak. You demonstrate it. You demonstrate it by calmly removing the one thing she values, your attention. You teach people how to treat you by what you are willing to accept. By refusing to accept her indifference, you force her to respect you. She may not like it. It may even frustrate her, but she will respect it. And attraction cannot exist without respect. Lesson number 3, he is unpredictable. And therefore, he is a challenge. She expected you to chase. Her entire social conditioning, her past experiences with other men, told her that when she pulled away, you would panic and scramble. She had a script written in her head. You just tore that script to pieces. By doing nothing, you have done the most unpredictable thing of all. You have become a mystery. You have become a challenge. Their mind, which had already categorized and dismissed you, is now forced to reevaluate. Why isn't he reacting? I thought I had him figured out. Who is this guy? This right here is the spark, that uncertainty, that curiosity. This is the seed of attraction being reborn. She thought she was the one in control, the one holding the test. Your silence has just become a mirror, and now she is the one being tested. And she is beginning to feel like she might be failing. Section 5, What Your Silence Teaches You, the True Purpose. This is the part the other dating gurus miss. They think this is all about her. They think the goal is just to get her to text back. They are wrong. This whole process isn't for her. It's for you. Her silence is a gift. It is a spotlight, illuminating the cracks in your own foundation. It forces you to confront your own validation cravings. It holds up a mirror and asks, why does one person's indifference have the power to ruin your day? Why is your peace so fragile? This is your opportunity to fix that. This is your training ground. Every time you feel the urge to check your phone, every time your thumb hovers over her name, you are at a crossroads. One path leads back to weakness, to validation seeking. The other path leads to discipline. Choose discipline. That energy, that frantic anxiety you feel, that is your energy. Stop trying to give it to her. Redirect it. Go to the gym. Pick up that dumbbell. Let the anxiety fuel your workout. Channel that frustration into your work. Write that business plan. Read that difficult book. Learn that new skill. You are not just distracting yourself. You are transmuting your emotional energy. You are taking the raw, chaotic power of your anxiety and forging it into muscle, into knowledge, into value. You are becoming a man on a mission. And slowly, something magical happens. You start to actually forget about her. Your mission, your purpose, your own growth becomes more compelling, more interesting than her response. You start to realize that you are the prize. You are building a life so incredible that anyone who is part of it is lucky to be there. This is the true victory. The goal is not to get her back. The goal is to build a version of yourself that no longer needs her back. And this is the core of our philosophy here. If this journey of self-mastery and building your inner strength resonates with you, and you want to continue this path, do me a favor and subscribe to this channel. We are building a community of men who choose discipline over desperation and strength over validation. By subscribing, you're not just joining a channel, you're making a commitment to your own growth. Now, once you have achieved this state, once you have become the priority, the entire dynamic will reverse. And that brings us to the final stage, Section 6, the reversal and the return when she comes back. Inevitably, after a period of your authentic, purposeful silence, it could be days, it could be weeks, her curiosity will win. The silence she created, the silence you mastered, will become too heavy for her to bear. She will reach out. It will almost always be a subtle, low investment text. Hey, or what's up? Or she'll reply to your Instagram story. She is testing the waters. She is checking to see if you are still the same anxious, validation-seeking man she ignored. This is your final test. And most men fail it right here. They reply immediately with overwhelming enthusiasm. Hey, so great to hear from you. How have you been? You just failed. You just undid all your hard work. You've just signaled, I've been waiting by the phone this whole time. I'm still the same needy man. Your response must be as calm and as controlled as your silence was. You wait. You don't reply in 5 seconds. You are busy. You are on your mission. You reply a few hours later, or even the next day, and your reply is calm, polite, but slightly detached. She says, hey, you say, hey, what's up? She says, just thinking about you. You say, hope you're having a good week. You are not cold. You are not bitter. That would be reactive. You are simply composed. You are a man with options, with a purpose, with a life. You are friendly, but you are no longer chasing. You are no longer investing more than she is. You are matching her energy, and you are letting her be the one to escalate the conversation. You have now fundamentally changed the dynamic. You are no longer the one trying to win her over. You are now the one she has to win back. Conclusion, the silence is your strength. In the end, you must understand this. Her silence was never the real problem. It was the mirror. It showed you everything you needed to know about her. And more importantly, everything you needed to remember about yourself. Your value is not proven by her effort. It is demonstrated by your energy. You don't convince someone of your worth. You remind them through your peace. Her silence was the test. She wanted to see if your emotions controlled you. Your silence became the answer. It proved that your emotions serve you. That difference is everything. You have stopped measuring your power by her reactions and started measuring it by your restraint. You have learned to let go without anger, to accept without attachment, and to move on without noise. This is emotional sovereignty. This is the highest, purest form of attraction a man can project. You have become untouchable, not because you are cold, but because you are centered. Your silence is not a punishment. It is your peace. It is the calm of a man who doesn't chase energy, because he is the energy. So let her ignore you. Let her silence be the forge that sharpens your discipline, hardens your resolve, and deepens your peace. Because once a woman feels the true absence of a calm, grounded, stoic man, every loud, uncertain, chaotic man after him feels hollow. She will remember your stillness, not as weakness, but as mastery. And that is a lesson she will never forget. But this journey is personal. I want to hear from you. What has been the most powerful lesson silence has taught you? Leave your story, your insights in the comments below. Your experience becomes a lesson for every other man here. Thank you for watching. Stay stoic.